world-class pro boxing show. So we're really excited, and a lot of people have been asking me how it works. A lot of people have actually asked me if they're going to be fighting on ice. So I want to show you guys real quick how it works, and when we come back around, I'll introduce you guys all to the fight. It's a rent basically for the day and the day before, the day of the fight and the day before. We pay a rent because we're going to set up the night before. Yeah, they put the flooring down and all that.
So this is actually where all the fans will enter, and a few of the doors will be open throughout the arena. And then Thursday night, you want to talk about the transformation?
Yeah, so basically what will happen is Thursday night, the rink will actually be not so much melting the ice, but taking down the ice and putting down a flooring. It's, like you see at Madison Square Garden and other big venues that hold both hockey and professional basketball. So Thursday night we'll have the floor down, and first thing Friday morning we'll have our ring, professional boxing ring right there, dead center, center ice. And then basically we have 625 floor seats that are almost all sold out at this point, and we'll have the doors open on both sides of the ends of the ring so people could come in, and we'll have ushers and to show where everyone will be seated. And then of course we have, we'll take a walk over to the bleacher area where most of our general admission seats will be. They'll actually be, for the floor seats, they'll be on both sides of the ends. The rink will be putting a beer cart and some other snacks, pretzels, chips, and everything like that. They still will have their bar and concession outside where most of the hot food will be. But so basically we have 2,000 seats for the bleachers, and this net will actually be down, and really not a bad seat in the house, which is great. So for $25, I mean, we've gotten a lot of families to come, which has been great. A lot of people have been able to afford to come. $25 is really a great deal. A lot of kids have been excited. We were actually at the Danbury Mall on Saturday promoting, and I can't tell you how many children were actually extremely excited, which I honestly didn't expect, because there's not too much boxing around here. So a lot of kids are excited, and we've been able to really, a lot of people that may not be able to afford the floor seating, they've been really happy with the $25 general seating, which there's no assigned seating. So basically, same thing with the floor. Whatever, ticket you have, ticket tier, for instance, $25, you can sit anywhere up here. Me personally, I love the top row because you look right down, and not a bad seat in the house. So I can take you guys over here just to show you. And up there, actually, we do have 4 suites that we have sold, and those are some great seats. And maybe for next time around, we'll try to sell up the bleachers up there. So hopefully, if we get a good turnout next time around, we'll be able to open up some more seating. So this is actually where the ring walk will be. So, and all the sponsorships we collected, a portion is going to St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital as well. So it's going to be a great event. I'm really excited, antsy now, anxious, but I really think it's going to be great for the city. And hopefully we can sell it out and come back next time. So, and I want to make this a every few months type of thing. So we'll see how the first one goes, and we'll learn from it.
And we're really, really hoping that we sell out on Saturday night, which would really be phenomenal, because there are some boxing events now that you see on TV that they can't even draw 2,000 people in their venue. And we're talking about fights that are on NBC and Spike and Unimas, and so to have 2,000 people show up here Saturday night, that speaks of how well of a job AJ has done with promoting this event and all the hard work that went into it. Just want to tell a little quick story. He might kill me for it, but in October, I told him to come to Philadelphia and come to a Philly show with me. Because anybody that knows Philly, it's the boxing capital of the world, right? So Russell Peltz had a show in October. AJ met me out there, and he was hooked. He said, I want to put on good fights, I want to do a good job, I want to sell out the venue, and I want to give local fighters an opportunity like they do in Philadelphia. And so he's really surrounded himself with an experienced team. So he hired Russell Peltz to be his matchmaker, who is a legendary Hall of Fame promoter and matchmaker. He's promoted fights with Marvin Hagler and Matthew Muhammad, Jeff Chandler, Benny Briscoe. You know, you can just run down the whole list, and Pelt has done that. So to have Russell matchmaking this event goes to tell you how great these fights are going to be Saturday. There is really not an A and a B side. These are really equally matched fights. They're going to be all action. You know, just be ready for it. I think we're in for a really good night of entertainment. AJ's family, his father, Jimmy, mother, Roseanne, and Candace have been such a great help and support system, which is so imperative in a business like this. You need that so bad, so I'm so happy that he has them. So I want to introduce AJ, the promoter of Prize Promotions, and let him introduce the fighters and just speak a few words, and then we'll open up to the floor and you guys can ask questions then. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. It means a lot to me. I was telling a lot of the media out at the rink, I know not everybody was out there with us, but this is something I've dreamed about for a long, long time. And it's been a lot of work, Michelle can tell you. We've been up 3 in the morning, she on the West Coast time, me on the East Coast time, but this is something special. This is going to be a start of a new era, especially in Connecticut with boxing. I've been managing since 2011. I've managed a bunch of different talents, and I've always been intrigued about the promotion end of it. Now we're doing it. It's a lot of work, a lot more than I thought, but this is something, there's a lot of talent here in Connecticut that's overlooked, and I think it's a shame. Like Michelle touched on, I have a great support system with my father, my mother, my sister, my family. My business partner, Finelli Feliz, ex-heavyweight, was really the one who got me into this, believed in me from day one. And I believe in all these guys that are sitting here. I don't have anybody signed to my promotion. I'm looking to give guys opportunities. I've told everyone from day one, I'm looking to give you guys opportunities. But unlike certain promoters or managers out there, there's no soft fights on my card. There's plenty of other promoters or advisors that can give you that. So anyone who fights on my card really deserves a lot of credit and should be known as a warrior. All these guys. So I think I want to start with one of the matches that I think could be the match of the night. We have a young kid, 3-0-2 out of Bridgeport, Connecticut, Oscar Bonilla, taking on Andrew Bentley out of Jersey City, New Jersey. This is going to be an all-action match. This is not to play favorites, but this is my front runner for possibly fight of the night. So without further ado, I want to introduce Oscar Bonilla.
Good afternoon. I'm Oscar. First off, I just want to thank God for this opportunity. Prize Promotion, Michelle, AJ, his family, my team, especially #1 sponsor now, Jason Rodriguez, SCBN, Team Dave, and just we're ready to go. That's it. I don't have much to say. Training is perfect. Everything was good. Conditioning is fine. Weight is perfect. We're ready to go. That's about it.
Once again, I just want to interject a few things in between introducing fighters. I also want to thank the Danbury Arena for giving me the opportunity to bring this event here. We have history here at the arena. They've been like family. I really appreciate all they've done for myself, my family, and of course this event. It really means a lot to me, especially Jody Halisko, who's the general manager here. He's been taking my calls 3 times a day this week, so I'm really looking forward to this. The next gentleman I want to bring up, I'm really excited about. Everywhere I go, every poster I put up, the first thing people see is the fro. Everywhere I go, first thing I hear is, who's the guy with the fro? And if you don't know who the guy with the fro is, you're gonna know Saturday night. Cassius Chaney was a University of New Haven college basketball star and made the switch to boxing. Originally from Baltimore, right? Baltimore, Maryland, lives in New London now. I'm really excited to see him with his second fight. He had his debut fight last month and made quick work of his opponent. He's now 1-0. He'll be taking on a guy out of East Providence, Rhode Island named Ruben Ortiz. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Cassius Chaney.
I just want to say thank you for everybody coming out, and for AJ allowing me to fight on this card. I pretty much have met all these guys before, so I know them. So it's going to be exciting fights. I'm excited to have my second fight, and not too high, not too low. I'm just ready to fight and get in the ring. So I just want to say thank you for everybody coming out, and the fights, they'll be exciting.
Once again, I just want to reiterate, all ticket sales, a portion of all ticket sales, a percentage will be going to the Wounded Warrior Foundation. It means a lot to myself, and I know with Memorial Day being yesterday, I wish I could say I timed it that way, but I didn't. We're looking forward to supporting a great foundation for, you know, the real fighters that deserve the recognition. So the next guy I want to bring up has been making a lot of noise lately. He's one of my wild cards in boxing, especially in Connecticut. His record doesn't speak for who he is as a fighter. He has a tremendous background, a great story. Actually was on the front page of the New Haven Register today. So if you're in that area, you should pick it up and read and just really learn what perseverance and struggle is about, and someone who's fought through a lot of adversity. This guy's out of Ring One Boxing Gym in New Haven. He has he will be fighting against Edgar Cortez out of Vineland, New Jersey. And Josh Crespo, if anyone's seen him before, you know, all action, never a dull moment. So I'm really pleased. He was one of the first fighters I got to commit to being on my card. And without further ado, Josh Crespo. Pretty boy Josh Crespo is really good today.
So this is what it feels like, huh? Podium. You're looking at him right here, the Puerto Rican president. This feels good. Anyways, how y'all doing today?
Good.
We had a funeral? How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? I should be talking like that. I don't know when I hasn't had anything to eat here. But I really don't got much to say. I'm just glad everyone is here. Thank you for coming out, you know, taking the drive and, you know, coming to this press conference and, you know, meeting the lineup, coming up Saturday. I don't know what I really don't have anything to say. I just feel like I just gotta, you know, show more with my actions than what I wanna do with what I wanna say. You know, make sure that May 30th, you know, it's gonna be an exciting night of action-packed boxing. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. And you know, just come enjoy the show. Come see what Connecticut has to offer, because we have a lot of talent to offer out here. Even though, you know, we don't get as much credit as we should for it, but I think May 3rd is going to be a night where, you know, it's going to be a defining moment, not only for AJ as being a debut promoter, but also for the Connecticut fighters standing here alongside me. You know, Tremaine Williams, Nate the Great, Afro Thunder, and Cassius Chaney and Oscar Bonilla. So, you know, just expect good things Saturday. Good reviews. I'm expecting that from everyone. So that's what I really gotta say. All right.
Josh actually touched on something I really want to commend. All these guys here don't live around here. I mean, they're local guys, but it's a drive to get to Danbury from New Haven, from Bridgeport. So every pre-fight event we've had, everybody's shown up. That says a lot about a fighter, because anybody could go into the ring and fight and then leave. But it says a lot about guys who come in from, you know, Bridgeport, New Haven, New London, you know, at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday. Josh said it, they're all not really eating. They're probably a little angry today, but they're taking the time to speak to everybody. And I think that really, you don't see that a lot with boxers. I've been doing this for a while, and you don't see that. So everybody should really be commended for those actions. And I think that's what separates potential stars from superstars. And I think we have a lot of potential superstars here. Well, the next guy I want to bring up, I actually saw a fight live for the first time last month April 4th. And someone told me that the opponent he was fighting might give him a little work. We might see a couple rounds. Well, it lasted, what happened, Nate? A round, a minute or two. It was a show. It was supposed to be his toughest opponent to date. It was supposed to, the guy was going to give him some rounds, you know, because I was there scouting, so I wanted to see what, you know, who the great one was they kept telling me about. So, you know, I didn't really get to see too much of him, about a minute or two, and he got the guy out of there real quick. So, Nate the Great One Green, here's a guy who had a New Haven Boxing and Faith gym. Great gym, a lot of stars out of there, but I think Nate is starting to separate himself. And again, there's a lot of things that define a boxer. It's not just the wins or losses, it's who they fight. And I'll tell you something, when I got the call from the matchmaker that Nate Green accepted this fight against Timur Shalazov, I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but that's what we're gonna go with, a veteran spoiler. I'll be honest, I was surprised, but again, it shows who Nate the Great One Green is, and without further ado, Nate Green.
How y'all doing? First off, I'd like to thank God. I've been training hard, as always, and Timur Shalazov, his name is Here Comes Trouble, but he's gonna be in trouble coming to fight me. So, you know, May 30th, I'm gonna Carpe Diem. That's seize the day, if y'all didn't know. I'm ready. I train hard every fight, and I expect the same thing, either knockout or the decision gonna be unanimous. And I look forward to a good day, good night of boxing, and that's it.
That's the other thing about all these fights are, most of these fights could arguably, I mean, I don't want to talk for them, but arguably every one of these fighters who will be fighting on this card will be taking on their toughest opposition to date. And in boxing, for those who don't know, they call those crossroads fights. These are the type of fights that get from one level to another. So, you know, like I said, to start out for $25 for general admission seats, you're seeing a lot of potential stars on this card Saturday. So one of the biggest things I had as a promoter was, who is my main event going to be? And, you know, that was a tough call because, honestly, I'll be honest, most of my boxing dealings have been in New York. I wasn't too, you know, even though I live in Connecticut, I wasn't too sure of the Connecticut boxing scene. But I got a call from a manager, David Forsyth, and they said, I want you to look up this kid named Tremaine Williams. And I said, I thought I heard the name before, so I did some research on him. First thing I said to him was, I'm not going to be able to afford Tremaine Williams on my card. You're talking about a guy who just missed going to the 2012 Olympics by robbery. You're talking about a kid at 19 years old, got signed by arguably the top promotional company in boxing, Top Rank. You're talking about a kid who under a year and a half went 8-0 and was on the fast track to superstardom. But you know what? People make mistakes in life. People make mistakes, and Tremaine got himself into some issues. It's a well-known thing. It's been in the papers. If you research him, there's been some issues. But you know what? Like he does in the boxing ring, Tremaine did what he had to do like a man, and he's back. So when I got the call and asked that Tremaine Williams was available, I thought there would be no way I could afford a guy with that much talent. But here's a kid who's coming off a almost 2-year layoff at 8-0. And fighting a kid, Josh Bowles, out of Pennsylvania, who's 9-1. Now, anyone who knows boxing knows, anyone who comes off a layoff like that is looking for a 4-round opponent who's 0-12, okay? The fact that Tremaine Williams, okay, is taking on a guy 9-1, my mother's here, so I don't want to use the language, but that shows you what he has, okay? And I'm honored to have him as my first main event on my first show, because this kid is going to be a world champion. He's got a great support system. He's got a great teammate in Josh Crespo. He's got a great team around him. And it just fits perfect that my first main event would be a kid with as much talent as Tremaine. And I'm telling you right now, come Saturday, because you're watching a future superstar, okay? The caliber that you saw on May 2nd a few weeks back, except he doesn't dance with the stars, he fights, okay? Okay, so without further ado, I want to introduce everyone to who they call the Mighty Midget, Tremaine Williams.
How everybody doing tonight? I want to thank AJ for the opportunity, man. This is a real big opportunity for me to finally come back home on the East Coast and fight, and have my first fight back in CT as a professional on the main event. It's been about 18 months since I last took the ring. It's kind of surreal in a way, but it's just another day for me. So come May 30th, on way out to come out, see me put on the show, as I do always. And AJ said it was about a 50-50 shot for every fight. And that's true, because every fight is 50-50, but I don't believe this fight will be 50-50. I believe I'll take them all early. And I thank everybody for coming out today. I really do. Appreciate it. It's me, Tremaine Williams, signing off.
Also, who couldn't make it here today, we have a junior middleweight bout, Richie Neves, out of the Long Island, New York area. Is coming to a very dense Brazilian population here in Danbury, and one of the few Brazilian boxers we have in the sport. So he'll be having a lot of fan base with him here. He'll be taking on Gilbert Alex Sanchez out of Camden, New Jersey. We also just have a new fight that just came up 2 days ago. Jair the Bully Ramos out of Waterbury, Connecticut, as he'll be taking on veteran Osnell Charles out of New Jersey. I don't know what else to say. I could talk about this for hours. I know you guys got things to do, but I'm going to tell you something. I've been around boxing a while. This is a fight that should be on TV. We all see a lot of TV fights that we wonder why we paid that money for, but I can tell you something, there will be no regrets Saturday. I promise you that. This is big for the city, it's big for these fighters, it's big for me, it's big for my family. I'm telling you, if you give it a chance, everybody I need you to come out and support this for the city, for boxing in Connecticut. I promise you, you won't be disappointed, and this is the start of many, many big things. So I thank you all for coming out today. And real quick, because I always seem to forget, I need to thank Michelle Rosado again, my director of operations. Really, I couldn't have done it without her. I couldn't do it with a lot of people on my team, especially my family, most importantly, but Michelle really deserves a lot of the credit, and I just thank you, and I thank all these guys. So thank you all for coming out.